Hi, I'm Dow Carnahan. Welcome to Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway for the 9th annual star-sanctioned Pittsburgher 100, paying $21,000 to win. Well, Mother Nature has dealt us a little curveball again this weekend. Lots of rain overnight. Skies are gray, temperatures are falling, but the racetrack is going to be super fast. We've got our biggest field ever assembled for the Pittsburgher. The 9th annual event promises to be another great 2 days of racing. We hope you enjoy it. A time trial for the star-sanctioned 9th annual Pittsburgher 100. On up, Brett Raybergen has made the last two Pittsburgher 100s. He finished 22nd in 1995. He was 21st last year out of Clymer, New York, in this Masters-built chassis with a Cornet racing engine. Each car to get 2 laps. Take the fast lap of the 2. .082 is the first lap for Brett Raybergen. 20 points. In the Auto Showcase 1J out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania, Davey Johnson. Two-time winner of the Pittsburgher 100 in 1992 and 1994. Third on the all-time late model win list here at Dirt's Monster Half Mile. .445, the first lap for Davey. 19.592 was the second lap for Davey Johnson. 19.592. In the drive-through beverage number 1 from Callery, Mr. Invitational, Bob Waring Sr. with more than 600 career feature wins. 20.884 the first lap for Bob. Second lap for Bob Waring, 20.748. On the clock now, in car 22 from Prince Frederick, Maryland, a regular competitor at the Hagerstown Speedway, Kevin Denton in the Harold's Body Shop 22. Kevin Denton. .916 first lap for Kevin, his Toledo, Ohio. The low temp Racing number 7. By the way, we've got a car, Ohio placed. It's an Oldsmobile. Your lights are on in the parking lot. Ohio license plates, Oldsmobile car, lights are on in the parking lot. .827 for Matt. In the W.R. Minden Sons Custom Homes 93X, this is Rick Wachter out of Beaver, a two-time winner here this season at Pittsburgh in his rookie season in the division. Now, this is one of Lynn Geisler's cars, Rick's regular car, the 93X. Motor problems last night in practice. So he is driving Lynn Geisler's rocket chassis here this afternoon. 21.233 seconds the first lap. 21. In the Belich decals, Ken Drew's Lounge sponsor number 87 out of Aliquippa, Ben Belich. It's an RLA chassis. Ben Belich, another weekly competitor here. He's got one career late model win at the Monster Half Mile. Yeah, last year I think. 20.632 the first lap. In the Malquit Racing Engine Mag Shop T8 from St. Clairsville, Ohio, this is Mark Banal, our leading winner this season with 4 feature wins. It's a rocket chassis with a spec engine. Mark Banal from St. Clairsville, Ohio. 20.020 the first lap. In the Adler Tree Service number 7 from Butler, Pennsylvania, this is Bill Adler. Bill Adler in car 7. It's a Masters built chassis. Bill has been a weekly competitor here at Pittsburgh this year. Where did it slick off? 21.409 is the first lap for Matt Miller right now is second fast. Matt Miller is second fast in car 7. In the Wooden Memory Star 1, the shoestring traveler out of Sugar Grove, Pennsylvania, Chubb Frank. Chubb Frank. Chubb has got a bunch of good runs in the Pittsburgher. 19.615 the first lap for Chubb Frank. 6 stars wins as a member of the Fabulous Five, one of only 5 drivers who made the starting field for all 8 previous Pittsburgher 100s. 19.474, that puts him second to Davey Johnson. Chubb Frank now second to Davey Johnson at 19.474. In car 59, this is Dub Barnhouse. Dub Barnhouse out of West Virginia, trying to make his first Pittsburgher 100. Dubber. Big block. 22.700. In the Penn Automotive budget rental car number 75 out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania, Mel Minnick Jr. It's a rocket chassis. Mel, a former limited late model champion here at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Mel Minnick Jr. 20.776 the first lap for Mel. In the Franklin Racing Supply Butler Prio number 4, 16-year-old Alex Faree. Alex, the son of Ed Faree, A top-notch late model runner here in Western PA. Alex ran all year in the limited late models, now trying to make the Pittsburgher 100 with the big boys. .650 the first lap, 21 Alex Faree. In the Cochran Automotive Budweiser 1C, the all-time leading late model winner at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway and a member of the Fabulous Five. He's made every prior Pittsburgher. Lynn Geisler out of Cranberry Township in his Masters-built chassis. Lynn Geisler. .736 the first lap for Lynn. Check that, he's fifth fastest right now at 19.736. In car 49, this is Brian Ruhlman out of Maumelle, Ohio. Brian Ruhlman. Brian's best run in the Pittsburgher was a sixth-place finish in 1994. 21.200 first lap for Brian Ruhlman. 21.20 in the auction barn 09 from Robinson Township, Mark Petrucci. Mark, a weekly competitor here at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Mark Petrucci in car 09. It's an RLA chassis. .049 the first lap for Mark. In car number 88R, this is Bill Regas. William Regas out of Butler in car 88R. Regular competitor at the Lernerville Speedway. .22.329. The racing school teacher out of Bedford, Pennsylvania, Jack Pencil. Jack Pencil in car 14. It's a Rayburn chassis. Jack has picked up a couple of wins this year at his home track, the Bedford Speedway. Looking to make his first Pittsburgher 100. 20.353 is the first lap for Jack. 20.353. In the 77, this is Barry Bragdon out of Wheelersburg, Ohio. Barry Bragdon. Barry campaigning a rocket chassis in 1997. He's got the fast time, 19.443. Ninth in qualifying. That moves Mark Bernal out of the top six. No. Three. In car number 17, this is Ed Dunn out of Beaver in the Napa Auto Parts. Delton Auto Sales 17. Ed finished 24th in the 1995 Pittsburgher 100. 21.049. First lap, 21.049 for Ed Dunn. He was 32nd in last year's. In car number 80 from Southington, Ohio, Brian Durig. Brian Durig hoping to make the Pittsburgher 100 for the first time. Right now, your top six: Barry Bragdon, Davey Johnson, Chubb Frank, Matt Miller, Brent Raybergen, and Lynn Geisler. Still early on in qualifying. 22.011. At least Barry Bragdon was close to the race record of 19.13. In car 7, this is Dave Troutman out of Hindman, Pennsylvania, another regular competitor at the Bedford Speedway down in the central part of the state, Bedford, Cumberland, down in that area. 21.138, 21.138, the first. In the Medical Center Brace Service 5 out of Chester, West Virginia, Lou Bradish, our 1997 Super Series champion. 6 career Pittsburgh wins. His best Pittsburgher finish was 8th in 1994. $19,556 for Lou Bradish. $19,556. 6. In the Chubby Bear Gate Company B4 from Grayson, Kentucky, Jack Boggs. The Penn National 100 winner here in 1995, his most recent Pittsburgh win. He's won 5 times on the Monster Half Mile. 18,947, a new race record. Jack Boggs, 18,947, a new race record. .932. The second lap is better yet. $18,932, a new race record for Jack Boggs. That moves Brent Raybergen out of the top 6. Hold on to your seats. Here comes the Ray Vest Excavating 24 of Rick Eckert from York. Rick Eckert out of York in the Rayburn Chassis 24. $18,939. 18,939. He now has the fast lap. Not yet, but close. $18,870. What was that? 18.875. 18,875 for Rick Eckert. He now has the race record and the fast time of the hour. In car 20 out of Houston, Pennsylvania, this is Jason Sisson, our 1997 limited late model track champion, Jason Sisson. 21.424 for Jason Sisson, the J.O. Braza Construction Steel Auto Body, number 20. 5 from Eldred, Pennsylvania, in car 42. This is Todd Andrews, the Dirt Late Model Magazine, Phase 2 decals, 42. It's a Bullet chassis powered by a Ford. Todd has got a Stars win this year, his best Pittsburgher run, 10th in 93 and 94. 19,241. That puts him number 4 right now, behind Barry Bragdon. It's Eckert, Boggs, Bragdon, and Andrews. Can he pick up the pace in lap 2? 19,254. Not quite in the Bud's Place, number 6 from Midway, Pennsylvania. This is Jim Lepro. Jim Lepro in car number 6. Another regular competitor in the M-Stall limited late models here at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. $21.187. In the Shinston Plumbing, Melvin's Transmissions 32 from Morgantown, West Virginia. Say hello to Dave Groves. Dave, in his previous Pittsburgher last year, finished 28th. Wins at Interstate 79, Challenger, and Cumberland in 1997. Dave Groves. 20.101. 20 in the Conley Trucking 71R, the recent winner of the Hillbilly 100. Rod Conley out of Wheelersburg, Ohio, 5th in the Stars point standings. 3 Stars wins this year, including the Hillbilly, trying to make his first Pittsburgher 100. He has got it clamped up. 19,169. 19.169. 19.169. Third fast for that lap for Rod Conley. Chubb Frank now is gone from the top 6. Out of Beckley, West Virginia, in car number 5, this is Steve Lucas. Trying to make the Pittsburgher for the first time. Steve Lucas in car number 5. Well, they're getting up close to that wall in the middle of 3 and 4. 19.787, the first lap for Steve Lucas. They are riding the outside of the Monster Half Mile. To the L. Thomas Body Shop, number 99T from Carnegie, Pennsylvania, Ricky Thomas. It's a bullet chassis for quick Rick Thomas out of Carnegie. Another of our former limited late model track champions here at Pittsburgh. Looking for his first late model win. 20.659 is the first lap. 20.659. And the Rocket Chassis Dream Racing Engine 68 out of Weston, West Virginia. Your defending Pittsburgher champion, Tim Hitz. Tim Hitz, second in the Stars point standings coming into the Pittsburgher 100. Your defending champion. 19.261, 19.261 the first lap for Tim Hitt. Clarify his. Second lap not nearly as good, 19.965. $19.261 doesn't get him in the top 6, right? Tim Hitt sixth fast at 19.261, moving Todd Andrews, moving Davey Johnson out of the top 6. This is Andy Freeze in car 82. Andy Freeze. 20.422 for Andy Freeze out of Mercersburg. From Eldred, Pennsylvania, in car 04, Bob Close. Bob Close, strong runner up in the northwestern part of Pennsylvania. Trying to make the Pittsburgher for the first time, yet to make the starting field in this race. 20.403 is the first lap in the EZ Crusher number 12 from Fargo, North Dakota, Rick Auckland. Rick Auckland has been red hot all of 1997. Big wins across the country. 19.748 the first lap for Auckland, and among his big wins this year, the Show Me 100. In the Phil Lucon Rev Fab, Burgettstown Auto Parts 84, our 1996 track champion from Fairmont, West Virginia, the West Virginia Rim Rider, Steve Baker. 19.690 the first lap. In the Calusi Chevy Geo 99 from Venetia, this is Ben Miley. Ben Miley, former track champion here, second on the all-time late model win list at Pittsburgh. It's a Rocket chassis sporting that new Monte Carlo body style in 19 for the Pittsburgher. We got a car on the speedway. Yellow is out. Hey. The 1995 track champion here. His best Pittsburgher run was an 11th in 1995. Ben taking taking the green flag. 21.708 was the second lap for Russ Colasar. 21.708. On the clock now from the Charleroi area in car number 2S, this is Sam Stow. Sam Stow in car 2S. The Day Toyota machine. 21.291 is the first lap for Sam. In the Conley Trucking number 71 out of Wheelersburg, Ohio, this is Delmas Conley. The elder statesman of the Conley gang, Delmas Conley, in the Rocket chassis number 71. $20.160 the first lap for Delmas, who is 8th in the Stars points, looking to make his first Pittsburgher 100. $19.653 the second lap for Don Marcial was 22.075 out of Valencia in car 21, the Myers Service Center 21. This is Matt Sherlock. It's a Rocket chassis for Matt Sherlock. Struggled a bit in 1997, had a very good season a year ago here at Pittsburgh. 21.984 the first lap. 21.984 the first lap for Matt Sherlock. In the Masters build chassis, AFCO Racing Products number 5 from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Last year's fast qualifier for the Pittsburgher, Ronnie Johnson. Winner of the 1992 and 94 Dirt Track World Championship. 19.394 the first lap. 19.3. In the Coors Light Bolt Place 28B from Asheville, New York, Dick Barton. Again, one of the leading winners in the Northeast this year with 12 feature wins. His best Pittsburgher run, a third in 95. He also was third in 1990. 20.011 the first lap for. In the Simonton Windows number 30 out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, Steve Shaver. 30-year-old Steve Shaver. 10 Stars career wins, 2 this year. Also 4 feature wins here at Pittsburgh in a Rayburn chassis of Steve Shaver. 19.879. In the Walco Tapes D4 out of Austintown, Ohio, Rick Dawson. Rick Dawson in the team car to Jack Boggs, the D4. Rick's first appearance at Pittsburgh this year. He won 3 times here in 1995. 19.658 for the first lap. Your current Stars points leader and defending Stars champion out of Ashland, Kentucky in the Action Auto Marts 15, Steve Francis. Rocket chassis for Steve, 5 wins this year. The leading winner with the Stars, as we said, leads the point standings. 19.052. That puts him third fast. 19.052 for the Rocket chassis of Steve Francis. Can he improve in lap 2? 19.373 the second. In the Ballantyne Concrete Contractors 24 from Hagerstown, Maryland, the always exciting Nathan Durborough. The Rocket chassis of Nathan Durborough. best Pittsburgher run, a 10th in 95. He also was 10th in 1989. .309 the first lap for Nathan, one of the leading winners. Into the wall. They are running close to the outside as you can get here. Don Gross on the speedway now in the Gross Lumber 75, a rocket chassis with a Mopar under the hood. And a Dodge Avenger body for Don Gross. 20.687 the first lap. 20.687 first lap. In the J-Rods Vending 00 out of Beverly, West Virginia, Chuck Harper. Chuck Harper, it's a Rayburn chassis. Chuck, one of the real strong runners down at Interstate 79 in Elkin Speedway. Many wins during the year there. 20.721 the first lap for Chuck Harper. 20.447 was the second lap for Chuck Harper in the Franklin Racing Supply. Number 4, third in the late model point standings this season here at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, Ed Ferree out of Valencia. It's a rocket chassis, Ed Ferree. 19.811 the first lap for Ed. He's got 14 wins at Pittsburgh, 3 this year. From Hilliard, Ohio, in car 48, Charlie Fisher. This is one of Donnie Moran's backup cars. Charlie is a sprint car racer. And he also builds the engines for Donnie Moran. So giving it a go in the late models this weekend. Charlie Fisher in car 48. 21.067 the first lap. 21.067 the first lap for Charlie Fisher. In the Jay's Auto Wrecking number 61 from Harbor Creek up in the Erie area, this is Dan Armbruster and his rocket chassis. Different color scheme in 97. The purple car, Dan Armbruster. Dan has made the starting field for 5 previous Pittsburghers. 20.794 the first lap. 20.794 is burst back. In the Watson Rubel Performance number 12 from Cambridge, Ohio, Doug Dodd. Doug Dodd in car number 12. Finished third in last year's Penn National 100 here at Pittsburgh. It's a rocket chassis. On the ragged area. 21.597. 21.597. In the Eddie's Auto Parts, E.R. Corbin Trucking E1 from Parkersburg, West Virginia, Mike Balzano. Mike Balzano, 14 stars wins, tied for 5th in the all-time win list. 19.806 first lap for Mike. He is another member of the Fabulous Five. The five. In the Fitzgerald Lumber 100, the Wild Child out of Lexington, Virginia, C.S. Fitzgerald. This one too. C.S. Fitzgerald looking fast. 19.596. 19.596. Is that right? In car number 21, this is Jason Manitz out of Vienna, West Virginia. A regular competitor down at the West Virginia Motor Speedway, Jason Manitz. 20.706. 20.706. 20.706 first lap for Jason Manit. In the Hartley Trucking 32 from Ravenswood, West Virginia, Scott Hartley. Scott Hartley in his rocket chassis, the number 32. Riding the rim. 20.244. On the clock, out of Mooresburg, Tennessee, in the Cornette Racing Engine 0, the only three-time winner of the Pittsburghers, Scott Bloomquist, and his C.J. Rayburn, another member of the Fab Five. He's made every previous Pittsburgher 100, has won 3, could have been more. $19.868. 19.868, the first lap for Scott Bloomquist. 5 career wins here at Pittsburgh. Oh, almost lost it there between 3 and 4. $20.286 the second lap. So Scott from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, making his first Pittsburgh appearance this season, the hot rod, Rodney Phillips. Rodney Phillips in car 1P. Rod's going to try down on the inside. No one has treaded there. $21.033 the first lap. In car number 25, this is Mike Benedum. Mike Benedum out of Bristol, West Virginia, and the Benedum & Sons rocket chassis. Mike currently leads the Stars Rookie of the Year point standings. Mike Benedum in car 25. $20.595. Second lap was 20.759 for Mike Benedum. Another, the third and final member of the Conley gang. This is R.J. Conley in the 71C out of Wheelersburg, Ohio. Looking good is R.J. $19.408 the first lap. 19.8 Conley. In the Hartman Truck Center, number 75, the Bart man from Zanesville, Ohio, Bart Hartman. Winner of the 1997 Penn National 100, one of his 3 Stars wins this year. $19.318 the first lap for Bart Hartman in his Masters built chassis. 19.313 probably because it's somewhere in the top 10. In car RG3, the TMI phone cards, Pepsi machine, the Bedford Bullet, Bob Salathe, the 96 Stars Rookie of the Year. $19.912 for 40-year-old. The GM Performance Parts 99 out of Dresden, Ohio. The only 4-time winner of the World 100, a former winner of the Pittsburgher 100 too, Donnie Moran. Donnie Moran, the Masters built chassis. $19,757. Stars champion in 1991, 92, and 95. $19,979. Struggling. Donnie Moran in qualifying. 19.979 the second lap. In the Malkwood Racing Engine 79 from Strasburg, Ohio, our 1997 track champion at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, B.A. Malkowitz. It's a Masters-built chassis with the Malkwood Racing Engine under the hood. .20.056 the first lap. B59 was the second lap for B.A. Malkwood. In the Malkwood Racing Engine 72 for Millersburg, Ohio, fresh off a top 5 run at the World 100, Racing John Mason. Racing John Mason in car 72. 20.104 the first lap for John Mason. He has switched over to the Masters-built chassis. .882. In the Imperial Hoist Chem Oil 2J from Imperial, this is Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson, 4 late model wins here at Pittsburgh, including 1 this year. His best Pittsburgher run was 18th last season. Mike Johnson. .20.328 is the first lap. The Curtis Equipment, number 31, making his first Pittsburgh appearance out of Georgetown, Tennessee, Skip Arp. Skip Arp in the GRT chassis number 31. He was unbelievably fast earlier this afternoon. .19.457. 19.457. Couldn't have been 18. .19.486 the second lap. 19.486 lap 2 for Skip Arp. Out of Greencastle, Pennsylvania, the leading late model winner in the northeastern part of the country in 1997, Gary Stuhler. In the reliable painting, Duran Paints and Wall Coverings Masters built chassis, Mr. Smooth, Gary Stuhler. 3 stars wins in 1997. 19.731 the first lap. 19.731. Gary, another member of the Fabulous Five to make every previous Pittsburgher. .19.687 the second lap for Gary Stuhler. In the Cochran Automotive 1C out of Coriopolis, this is Jim Zarin. Jim Zarin in the 1Z. Jim, a regular competitor in the limited late model class here at Pittsburgh. .21.825. The final car to qualify. The R.H. Armstrong Tucker County Trucking 31 from Lost Creek, West Virginia. The Lost Creek Express, Denny Chamberlain. Denny Chamberlain, the 90th car to qualify. 1 car scratched. That was the 29 of Darrell Lanigan. 19.916. 19.916 is lap 1 for Denny Chamberlain. 20.321. 20.321. That is it. The Quaker Steak and Lube qualifying for the 9th annual Pittsburgher 100 is in the books. And your fast qualifier with a race record of 18.875 seconds from York, Pennsylvania, the Raybest Excavating 24 of Rick Eckerts. What do you say? Ted, can you hear me?
That was 3. Kaufman didn't qualify.
Second fast. Steve Francis third fast. Rod Conley fourth fast. Barry Bragdon fifth fast. And your sixth fast qualifier was Todd Andrews in car 24. The other cars will run 6 qualifying heat races, 6 heats with the top 2 in each heat moving into the A main. The others will have to run the B mains tomorrow. 6. All right, the Stars late models return to Dirt's Monster Half Mile. First of 6 qualifying heats for the 1997 Pittsburgher 100. Only 2 will survive in each of the heats. 2 move into the A main. The others will have to qualify through the B mains tomorrow. The starting field for every Pittsburgher. Matt Miller in his first Pittsburgh appearance in the 7, starting inside the second row with Brent Raybergen, who's made the last 2 Pittsburghers, starting 4th. Our winningest driver in 1997 here at Pittsburgh, T8 Mark Brunell, starting 5th. Asheville, New York's Dick Barton, who's finished 3rd in the Pittsburgher twice, starts 6th. All right, here we go. 12 laps.
I was under the assumption that they were going to start 30 qualifying, then add provisionals to it, so I'd take 3 for the heats, but Miley said nope.
Tim hit in car 68. Star 1 Chubb Frank, your front row. When they get to the chalk line in turn number 4, will be set to sail. Stars late models. Heat race number 1 for the Pittsburgher 100. And they're underway. Hit takes the lead into 68. Frank is second as they run down the backstretch, but now on the T8, moving into third.
He's down there, Tommy. There'll be one lap down right now.
Off of turn 4, it's still Hit leading. Frank second, but now third. Nathan Durbrow trying to move on the inside. They're 3 wide for fifth into turn number 1. Mark Banal on the T8 trying to take second off of 2. Not able to make it stick. Down the back stretch. It's still Hit, Frank, Banal, Miller, Durbrow 5th, and Barton runs 6th. Tim Hit still your leader. Mark Banal again trying to take second. But Frank beats him on the outside off of turn 2 to hold on to the runner-up spot, the final transfer spot. The race for 4th, 5th, and 6th continues. Miller in the 7, Barton in the 28, and Durbrow in the 24. Pitching it hard on the inside. Nathan 4th, Barton is 5th, and trying to track Durbrow down on the back straightaway. Hit leads Frank second, Banal third. Barton is now in 4th. Durbrow and Miller side by side for 5th. Closing in on the halfway point. Mark Banal on the TA trying to close in on the Star 1 of Chubb Frank for that second and final transfer spot as Tim Hit races away with the lead in the Rocket Chassis Dream Racing Engine 68. 6 more laps to go. 6 laps to go. Tim Hit, last year's Pittsburgher 100 winner, with a solid lead here. Completing lap number 8 this time by 4 more to go. Chubb Frank, 4 car lengths ahead of the third place car of Mark Banal. Dick Barton 4th, Nathan Durbrow is 5th. Matt Miller 6th. Then Don Gross, Brent Rayberg, and Mark Petrucci, and Jeff Thomas. Two more laps to go. 2 laps to go. But now again, seems like he gets into the turn a little better than Chubb Frank, but Frank beats him coming off in that race for second. Tim Hit has opened up almost a straightaway lead as Banal tries to close on Frank. 1 more lap to go. 1 lap remaining. There goes Banal sliding in on the inside. Chubb Frank still second, Banal third, coming to the checkered flag. Hit working lap traffic in 3 and 4, your leader. Banal's going to slide in on the bottom. Only one will make it. Wheel-to-wheel off of turn number 4 for second. The final transfer spot to Chubb Frank. Banal second and Barton will finish, Banal fourth, or third, Barton fourth, and Durborough fifth. A good hard race for that final transfer spot. No doubt about the winner, Tim Hitt. Chubb Frank will finish second. He moves into the Pittsburgher 100. Mark Banal, close, but no cigar in the first heat race for the Pittsburgher. He'll move into the B main.
09-97-7A.
Dick Barton fourth. Nathan Durborough was fifth. Only the top two move on. Second heat race. R.J. Conley in the 71C. D4 is Rick Dawson. The orange and purple 4 of Ed Faree. 32 Dave Groves. The 04 of Bob Close. 61 Dan Armbruster. 2J Mike Johnson. 99T Ricky Thomas. 75 Mel Minnick Jr. 17 Ed Dunn. 6 Jim Lepro. 48 Johnny Johnson. 1C Jim Zarin. And the 59 of Dub Barnhouse. The next time around. R.J. Conley, his brother Rod, already in the field, one of the Fast 6 qualifiers. R.J. starts from the pole in this second heat race. 12 laps.
8 cars, we still have a duplicate number.
You're doing a good job.
Green is out, and away they go. Ed Faree down low in car 4, sliding up. Dawson gets by him on the top side. Mike Johnson down low. Dawson up on the wall. Close racing down the back straightaway into 3. R.J. Conley leads. Mike Johnson moves to second. Watch this scramble for third down the front stretch. It's Dawson in the D4. Dave Groves now picking up spots down low in the 32. Faree gets a hold of the outside off the second turn down the back stretch. Puts his nose back into third. R.J. Conley leading. Mike Johnson second. Rick Dawson and then Faree racing hard for third. Faree third, Dawson fourth, Groves fifth that time by. Down the back stretch, still Ed Faree third, Dawson fourth, and Dave Groves a close fifth in the 32. Out in front, it's R.J. Conley with Mike Johnson second. Dub Barnhouse pitting in car 59. Dave Groves in the 32 trying to pull alongside the D4 of Rick Dawson for fourth. Ricky Thomas picking up space down low in the 99C. Look at Thomas. Slides up in front of Dave Groves into the 5th spot. Groves tries to get back under him in 1 and 2 and can't make it work. 5 laps down this time by, 7 to go. Just as the first heat race, the leader pulling away. R.J. Conley leads by a straightaway at the halfway point. With Mike Johnson in second, Ed Faree third. Rick Dawson fourth, Ricky Thomas fifth, and Dave Groves sixth. Dan Armbruster is seventh, Bob Close eighth, then Mel Minnick Jr. and Johnny Johnson. R.J. Conley is just checked out here. That lead now more than a full straight over Mike Johnson. Faree still third, Dawson fourth, and Thomas and Groves. 3 laps to go, 3 to go. laps. 2 more laps to go. 2 laps to go. Ed Ferree trying to close in on Mike Johnson. 1 lap remaining. Johnson still second, Ferree third. Johnson a little loose coming off the corner. Final lap. No doubt about your leader, R.J. Conley. Wheelersburg, Ohio's R.J. Conley wins the second heat to make his first Pittsburgher 100. Mike Johnson in the 2J will come home second and move into the A main. Ferree, Dawson, Thomas, Groves, Close, Armbruster, Minnick, Johnson, Zarin, Dunn, and Lepro will move into the B mains. That needs some lights.
Okay, ready, Cindy? 71C.
Third heat race onto the speedway. Bard Hartman on the pole in car 75. Outside of row 1, the 5 of Lou Bradish. Row 2, it's Delmas Conley in car 71. The RG3 of the E1 of Mike Balzano. Starting 5th, the 0 of Scott Bloomquist. 87, Ben Belich. The 82 of Andy Freeze. 25, Mike Benedum. 55, Bill Nepper. 49, Brian Ruhlman. 69, Rich Gasparovich. 20, Jason Sisson. 13, Jim Mazer in the 3C of Rich Curry. Coming at you off of turn number 4. And the green is out. Hartman gets a flying start in the Hartman Truck Center 75. Whoa, Conley slides up into second. Well, they're bunched up down the back straightaway. Watch this in turn number 3. Bloomquist moving on the low side in the 0. Delmas Conley second as they exit turn 4. Bradish, Bloomquist, and Balzano right behind. Jim Mazer in the pits in car 13. Bloomquist slides up into third in turn 2. Bradish tries to get back under him. Can't do it down the back straightaway. Bard Hartman leading. Delmas Conley second. Scott Bloomquist. And here comes Mike Balzano in the E1. Balzano to 4th. Bradish back under Balzano off at 2 as they battle for 4th into turn number 3. Hartman continues to lead, and Bloomquist trying to close in on Delmas Conley for 2nd. Four laps down, 8 to go. Well, Delmas Conley's 2 sons, Rod and RJ, are already in the field. He's trying to follow them there. Running in the 2nd spot. Conley actually putting space between himself and Scott Bloomquist at the halfway point. The pole setter again dominating. Bart Hartman in car 75, who won the Penn National 100 here earlier this year, has 4 laps to go in this third heat race. Three laps to go. Hartman trying to lap. Oh, someone lost the engine. 55, Bill Nepper off the pacer on the front straightaway. Bloomquist is closing in on Delmas Conley. He's making up distance on the second place car. 2 laps to go. Bloomquist trying to take that second spot from Conley, the final transfer spot into turn number 1. Hartman leads. Conley second. Bloomquist is a close third. White flag for Bart Hartman. Bloomquist on the outside. Coming off of turn number 4. Right there behind Delmas Conley into 1. He slingshots to the inside. Bloomquist trying to come up across. It's still Conley second. Bloomquist third. Final lap. Final transfer spot. Bloomquist again down low. Hartman picks up the win. Here they come. Second and third. Lap car in the way. It's going to be Delmas Conley second and Bloomquist third. Mike Balzano fourth. Lou Bradish fifth. Oh, a little bang of the wheels in 1 and 2 between Delmas Conley and Scott Bloomquist after the checkered wave.
It's just a little low.
Scott Bloomquist giving it his all. I'll tell you, each heat has come down. That second and final transfer spot has come right down to the finish. Delmas Conley holds off Bloomquist for second. Your winner is Bart Hartman.
49, 69, 55, 13.
Geisler, 72, John Mason, the 32 of Scott Hartley. 9C, Doug Crawford. 48, Charlie Fisher.
69, 55.
The 2S of Sam Stow, the 7 of Dave Troutman, 80 Brian Durig, 48 Mark Moats, and the 21 of Matt Sherlock as the waylaid lineup.
Regular Pittsburgh sweatshirt.
12 laps, 4th of 6 heats for the Pittsburgher 100. Last year's fast timer, Ronnie Johnson, starts on the pole. Rick Auckland alongside. They're on the gas in turn 4, and the green is out. Johnson scooting up across the track to take the lead. Auckland dives underneath him on the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Steve Shaver in the 30, way down low, pushing up across the track, and he hold on to third. It's still Johnson leading. Auckland is second. Shaver third. Geisler fourth. Mason fifth. Racing John Mason down low in car 72, trying to get by Lynn Geisler for fourth. And there's contact there into 3. Johnson still leading Auckland right there, nipping at his heels in second with Shaver third, Mason fourth, Geisler fifth. Geisler now underneath Mason into turn number 1. Lynn Geisler and John Mason side by side. It's Mason still fourth, Geisler fifth, and Doug Crawford, Scott Hartley, Charlie Fisher, Dave Troutman, and Matt Sherlock all running together. Your front 3 have pulled away. Geisler again trying to get underneath John Mason. Doug Crawford joins that battle in the 9. Ronnie Johnson leads with 4 down. Rick Auckland second. Steve Shaver third. Doug Crawford in the 9 and Lynn Geisler in the 1. Wheel to wheel for fifth. Halfway, 6 laps to go, 6 to go. Doug Crawford moving forward in the 9C. Ronnie Johnson still leads with Rick Auckland in hot pursuit. Auckland going deep on the inside into 3 and 4, side by side into turn number 4. Johnson and Auckland. Geisler's car jumping out of gear. Lynn Geisler's car jumped out of gear. Transmission problems in the 1C. Here come your leaders down the backstretch into turn number 3. Lynn Geisler trying to limp his car into the pits. The side-by-side battle for the lead continues. Ronnie Johnson and Rick Auckland with 4 laps to go. Auckland picking up the pace on the inside of the racetrack. His nose in front as they exit turn 2. Johnson battles back there wheel-to-wheel into turn number 3. Into turn number 3 and 4. Steve Shaver in striking distance in third, and Rick Auckland takes the lead exiting turn 4. 3 laps to go. The inside lane picking up. Hey, we've got a car spun in turn 2. Caution out for the 48 of Charlie Fisher. The car jumped out of gear. 9 down.
I thought it was.
Green is out. Into 1, Steve Shaver in car 30 down on the inside, taking second away from Ronnie Johnson. That low side coming around. Johnson way up high trying to get the momentum to come back by Shaver with 2 laps to go. Doug Crawford having an impressive run in the 9C. One more lap to go, 1 lap to go. Off of turn number 4, checkered flag. Rick Auckland wins heat race number 4, and the final transfer spot will go to Steve Shaver. Ronnie Johnson, Doug Crawford, Dave Troutman, Scott Hartley, John Mason, Matt Sherlock, Charlie Fisher, Mark Motes, Sam Stow, and Brian Durig will move into the B main.
Ready, Cindy. 12.
We are getting set for the 5th of 6 heat races for the Stars late models. Davey Johnson starts on the pole in the 1J alongside the RG3 of Bob Salathy. Row 2, the 19 of Gary Stuhler and the 99 of Donnie Moran. 31 Denny Chamberlain. The 14 of Jack Pencil. 00H Chuck Harper. The 29 of Ken Sheltonbrand. 22 Kevin Denton. The 96 of Keith Berner. 93X Rick Wachter and the 4 of Alex Faree. 75 Dale Fuller, the 19 of Mike Hendrickson. Tell Greg he's got a bunch of Tell Greg there's a bunch of water down there on the inside of 1. Somebody took it out on the racetrack.
Yeah.
Greg, there's a bunch of water inside of number 1. Somebody took it on the racetrack. You see it?
Yes, it will. That's where they've been running.
No, we just.
Page up Molly later.
Davey Johnson, a 2-time winner of the Pittsburgher, starting on the pole. Bob Salathy, former Stars Rookie of the Year. He has 1 win here at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, starting second. Bring the field off of turn 4. The green is out, and the drag race is on into turn number 1. Caution is out. Caution is out. I think the 29 of Ken Sheltonbrand jumping the gun. 29 Ken Sheltonbrand.
Times are changing.
Here they come. Off of turn number 4, Johnson and Salathe on the gas. The green is out into turn number 1. Down low, it's Gary Stuhler taking the lead. Salathe goes to second. Johnson and Moran are side by side for third. Gary Stuhler is your leader off of turn 4. Salathe and Moran battle for second. Johnson is back in fourth. Johnson goes back to fifth as Denny Chamberlain moves into fourth. Stuhler still leading the battle for second. Down low, Moran up high, Salathe. Moran second now. Salathe third. Chuck Harper and Denny Chamberlain, Davey Johnson with them, running for fourth. Stuhler breaks. Gary Stuhler off the pace in car 19. Gary Stuhler slowing down. The caution is out. I don't have Stuhler on my scanner, so you need to find out what's wrong.
Oh, I already got one, thank you. Take care of me. I'm not gonna take care of you.
He's back on the racetrack. Green is out. Distributor cap came off. Stuhler is back out there. Moran still leads. Salathe second. Chamberlain, Harper, and Johnson into turn number 1. Johnson on the outside picks up another spot. He's fourth, looking for third down the back straightaway. Donnie Moran, your leader. Bob Salathe second, and now Davey Johnson starting to come back forward into third. Side by side for third down the back straightaway. Chuck Harper running fifth. In turns 3 and 4, it's still Moran. Down the front stretch in front, Salathe second, Johnson third. Jack Pencil moving into the top 5 in car 14. Closing in on the halfway point. 5 laps down, this time by 5 down. Johnson closing on Salathe for second. In turn 4, Davey J to the inside. He makes the pass. Johnson back into the second spot. Remember, he started on the pole in the Auto Showcase 1J. 6 laps to go here. 6 to go at the halfway point. Donnie Moran leads. Johnson must have had hard tires on because all of a sudden he's picking up the pace. He was slow early. Right up against the wall off the second turn as Moran leads by a straightaway into GM Performance Parts 99. 5 remaining, 5 to go. Salathe goes to the inside in the RG3, and Jack Pencil on the outside in turn 2 trying to take fourth away from Denny Chamberlain. Jack Pencil and Denny Chamberlain. It's Pencil making the pass in turn 4. He's up to fourth. 4 laps to go. Moran still leads by a straightaway. Gary Stuhler, remember, he restarted on the back of the field. Look how far up he is. Watch Gary Stuhler. Second's probably out of reach, but every spot he picks up is another place he starts forward in the B main. 2 laps to go, 2 to go. Stuhler is now fifth. Donnie Moran, your leader in turn 3. Davey Johnson a straightaway behind him, and then a straightaway back to the 3 of Bob Salathe in third. Stuhler could end up in third here. 1 more lap to go. Stuhler putting the charge on. Jack Pencil and Bob Salathie right in front of him as they race off at turn 4. First and second, no doubt about it. Watch third, fourth, and fifth. Here comes Stuhler down low. Gary Stuhler making the drive from the back of the pack to third. Moran picks up the win. Davey Johnson will finish second. And Gary Stuhler charges to third. Salathie looks like fourth and Pencil fifth.
You hear Davey when she's screaming at them about the tires. He was ready to come in the pits when that caution.
Is that right?
Donnie Moran leaving no doubt about it as he picks up the heat race win. Davey Johnson will get second, but how about that drive by Gary Stuhler from last to third? Watch him tomorrow. We're ready for the final heat race. It's Skip Arp in the 31 and C.S. Fitzgerald in the 100. 84 Steve Baker. The 5 of Steve Lucas, 79 B.A. Malkwood, 8 Dennis Curry, 21 Jason Manette. The 1 of Bob Waring Sr. The 1P of Rod Phillips and the 12 of Doug Dodd. 76 Dave Wade and 99 Ben Miley. Don Marcil in the 74. Final heat race. We've had some great racing action in the preliminaries. Can't wait for the main event tomorrow. 2 more starting positions to be filled right now. 12 laps, 6th and final heat.
75F.
Skip Arp in the 31, C.S. Fitzgerald the 100 are on the gas. The green is out and Steve Baker gets a flying start in car 84. Baker, the rim rider, goes to the top side. He's second. They're 3 wide for fourth off at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Look at Curry blasting on the outside into third. Arp is your leader. Baker is second. Steve Lucas in the 5, third. Dennis Curry fourth and C.S. Fitzgerald fifth in car 100. Georgetown, Tennessee, Skip Arp in the Curtis Equipment 31 out in front. His first ever appearance here at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Steve Baker second with Steve Lucas third. Curry is fourth, Fitzgerald, then Manette, Malkwood, Dodd, Waring, Wade, Miley, Phillips, and Masil. Steve Lucas in the 5 picks up the pace as he starts to put the heat on the 84. Steve Baker for second. Into turn 1, Lucas down on the inside. Baker with the momentum up high will hold on to second as they run down the back straightaway. Skip Arp, big lead with 4 laps down. Lucas able to run lower through the corners in the Don's Disposal 5. Continues to pressure Baker for second. The Phil Lucon Rev Fab 84. Dennis Curry's 8th, 4th, and C.S. Fitzgerald in car 100 is still 5th. Here comes Lucas. He seems to be much quicker in 3 and 4. Side by side down the front stretch. Baker the better through 1 and 2. Lucas the better through 3 and 4. Final transfer spot of the night up for grabs. Halfway, 6 laps to go. C.S. Fitzgerald now in car 100. To the inside, moving into 4th, passing the 8 of Dennis Curry. In turn 4, still Steve Baker second. The West Virginia rim rider trying to hold off another fellow Mountaineer, Steve Lucas. 4 more laps, folks. 4 more laps to go. Lucas up a little high that time in 3 and 4, and Baker opens up daylight between himself and the 5 of Steve Lucas. Breathing room for Steve Baker. Skip Arp moving around the racetrack, now trying the lower line through turns 1 and 2 that last lap. He is fast right in the middle. 3 laps to go. Two laps to go, 2 laps to go. A GRT chassis of Skip Arp dialed into perfection in this 6th heat race. Takes the white flag, final lap. He's led from the start. Steve Baker tried to make his 8th Pittsburgher 100. Right now still in the 2nd spot. It'll be Georgetown, Tennessee, Skip Arp winning heat race number 6. And Fairmont, West Virginia, Steve Baker will join him in the starting field by finishing 2nd in car 84. Lucas, Fitzgerald, Malquitz, Manitz, Curry. Oh, wreck up in 3 and 4. Miley into the wall in car 99. Ben Miley in car 99 against the wall at the number 1 Cochran sign between 3 and 4 after the checkered came out. Dash for the Yorka Modifieds, the 6-car dash from the top 2 finishers in the 3 heat races, and then we'll come back with the Iski Racing Cam's Fast Dash for the big guns have yet to qualify for the 9th annual Pittsburgher 100. Folks, we're going to turn it back over to Mike Lizakowski, and he'll bring the...
They could better their position if they
Right.
run that.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they don't can.
Jeff.
These are your Fast 6 qualifiers inverted. The way they finish is the way they'll start. Tomorrow's 9th annual Pittsburgher 100 on the pole in car 42, Todd Andrews.
7 to 1, he thinks gonna.
Who is that outside the front row? Barry Bragdon. Okay. Starting 2nd, the 77 of Barry Bragdon. 71R Rod Conley, 15 Steve Francis, B4 Jack Boggs, and the 24 of Rick Eckert, your new race record holder in qualifying at 18.875 seconds.
York.
Todd Andrews, Barry Bragdon, front row. Rod Conley, Steve Francis, Jack Boggs, and Rick Eckert right behind them. 6 laps. The Iski Racing Cam's Fast Dash is underway. It's Andrews down on the inside with the lead. Down the back straightaway, Bragdon 2nd into turn number 3. Rod Conley, Steve Francis, Rick Eckert, Jack Boggs coming off of turn number 4. Andrews is your leader. The Bullet chassis, the Phase 2 graphics, Trackside magazine machine leads the way. Bragdon still 2nd, Francis up to 3rd, Eckert has taken over 4th. Your fast qualifiers picked up 2 spots. Rod Conley and now Jack Boggs up high in the B4 coming off the 4th turn. He'll go from 6th to 4th. Still Todd Andrews leading. Barry Bragdon 2nd and Steve Francis 3rd. Boggs is 4th. Eckert 5th. Rod Conley 6th. Halfway, 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go. Man, they are close to the wall in turn 2. Steve Francis on the outside trying to take 2nd away from Barry Bragdon. 2 laps to go. Into 1, Francis up high. And there he goes. The Stars points leader moves to 2nd. Bragdon 3rd and Boggs 4th. Eckert 5th, Conley 6th. Jack Boggs closing on Bragdon now with 1 lap remaining. 1 to go. Bragdon moves up high, trying to protect that outside groove. Todd Andrews took the lead at the drop of the green. In car 42, Boggs slides in low, comes up high. Bragdon's back underneath him. Andrews will start on the pole. Francis outside. Bragdon and Boggs, Eckert and Conley.
Ready, Cindy.
Eldred.
Won't let you get a word in, will he?
Tell you what, that was a pretty good run there, coming off the pole, outside pole. Car looked real strong.
Yeah, we made some little adjustments after qualifying, and I just found some good stuff right there down on the bottom of 1 and 2, and you know, give me enough lead to just get comfortable with the car and feel things out.
Do you wish that the feature could be run tonight, or do you think you're expecting a whole different ball game tomorrow?
No, I hope it rains some more tomorrow and really makes a real, you know, I mean, last year when it rained, you know, you could run 3-4 wide, and I really enjoy it when you can do that. You know, I wouldn't mind if it rained now.
Really, whenever you get into a dash like this, we know it's important to get out front and get on the pole, but is there ever a point where you think you're in the top 6 already, and you have a tendency to experiment a little bit?
Well, that's what we did. I mean, I made some changes that I didn't do last night, you know, and the track is definitely different tonight, but it, you know, it did work, so I guess it's to our advantage now.
Well, best of luck to you tomorrow. Folks, let's give a nice hand. Todd Andrews, your pole sitter tomorrow.
They'll pay you 50 grand. He got caught because he bought the cheap one.
Serves him right.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're gonna cheat, at least spend some money on it.
Laps. The winner to receive $1,000.
No, that's fine.
The 2nd straight year that the York Triathlon Series is a part of Pittsburgher Weekend here at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway.
Well, see, now I've introduced everybody, so what do I talk about on the parade lap since they know who everybody is then? Boy, these crackers are really big.
Robert Freshour in 83, Pete Loria in the 11, Larry Kugel in the 0, Booty Petsko in the 00. At the cone on the front straight will be under green flag condition, and we are racing. Kurt Habedel, the 47 machine, Imperial chassis, takes out to the early lead, but Tassine battles back. Wayne Tassine using the middle groove on the speedway and puts the Tubbs Automotive number 10 car out in front. Larry Kugel and Pete Loria are making a Robert Freshour sandwich in turns 3 and 4. Logan Dernoshik, the 20 car, moving up to the high side. Larry Kugel and Logan Dernoshik were bumper to bumper as they are in the point standings. Kugel now looks to the inside of Kurt Habedel. A big problem in turn number 2. Todd, Ron Caglione in the 00. Stush Sadowski in the 57. Rich Meyer go in the 40.
Florida 15, so I'm not sure. We'll figure it out.
Race car in the point standings. And with Todd in car number 10 climbs on the go pedal. Kurt Habedel looks underneath him. Kugel follows to the bottom line. Battle for second. Larry Kugel takes the second spot at the start-finish line. Tessine continues to lead. And now he's got Pennsylvania Motor Speedway's Dominator on his back bumper. Bob Bongiorni has spun the 67 car to the inside of the front chute.
Go, go, go. Max back anyway.
We continue green flag racing. Kugel has moved up to challenge Tessine within a car length. And the caution will have to fly now as
He's not allowed now.
2 laps completed. On a weekly basis, Larry Kugel in the 0. Wayne Tessine up high in car 10. Battle for the lead, Larry Kugel, the Chester, West Virginia driver in an RLA chassis, is looking to move around Wayne Tessine. Tessine, a winner last night and a winner 1 week ago in the weekly action for the York Modifieds here at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. A great 2-car duel for the lead, in addition to a 4-car battle for the 5th spot. Wayne Tessine now opens up a couple of car lengths over Kugel. Meanwhile, Freshour had third all to himself, is now going to feel some pressure from Logan Dernoshik as Tessine feels the pressure for the lead. Larry Kugel takes over the top spot on lap number 5. Kugel led last night for 17 laps before Tessine got the best of him. Tessine last night used the low groove with 3 to go to move around Kugel for the lead. And last night's feature is continued with the same 2 drivers duking it out in the same grooves as last night. Neck and neck, Wayne Tessine in the 10 car, Larry Kugel in the 0 car, swapping the lead back and forth. Larry Kugel, formerly of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, when he was a weekly competitor here in the limited late models, who now resides in Chester, West Virginia. Now they've swapped grooves with Tessine up top, Kugel on the bottom, and they're still bumper to bumper. Wayne Tessine leads Larry Kugel, Robert Freshour in third, Logan Dernoshik fourth. And now Jeff Johnson is in the 5th spot. He's moved around both Beck and Kurt Habedel. Right now it's a 2-horse race for the lead in the York 35, Wayne Tessine and Larry Kugel. Continuing last night's lead battle here this evening, Kugel had some sort of a problem with the 0 last night, and he fell well off Tessine's pace. And now Tessine opens up a comfortable margin down the back straightaway. Kugel may have bobbled on the way out of turn number 2 and let Tessine get away from him. 3 wide on the back straight, Dale Charlier, Dan Burns, and Ron Caglione. Down the front straight, they're still about 3 wide as Charlier takes the position from Burns. In just a few laps, Wayne Tessine will be negotiating the back markers if we stay green flag racing. Lap traffic could play a role in this one, 35 laps the distance. Tessine using the middle of the racetrack, Kugel happy on the bottom. Bob Bongiorni in the 67 will be the first lap car. Tessin has cleared him on the way into turn 1. Keep in mind with single file restarts, Kugel wants to be tucked in right behind Tessin at all times should the caution flag come out. We've got a spin in 4. Trouble in turn 4. Jeff Sharp has gone around, and Jeff Taylor narrowly missed the 54 car that is stopped out of turn number 4. Coy Brothers, and he does exactly that, moving to the low side in turns 3 and 4. Dernoshik way up to the top side behind Robert Freshour. Jeff Johnson in car 27 may be moving in to challenge Dernoshik as Dernoshik reels in Robert Freshour, and the lead battle continues right where it left off. Kugel on the bottom, Wayne Tessin up top. Last night, Tessin used the low side to pry his way around Kugel. Dernoshik now makes a challenge for third on Robert Freshour. Logan Dernoshik, winner when the series visited Tri-City Speedway a couple of weeks ago. Wayne Tessin now, big crash on the front straight. Danny Burns is the black 69, Bob Williams in the 1.
69, 00, 63 at 78L. Thanks. Stop back at turn 4 there. You have to stop at turn 4. Thanks.
We're going to bring the field to a halt as the track is nearly blocked. The 17L machine towards the turn 4 side is Dale Charlier, currently 6th in series points. The 63 is Jimmy Plants. The white 00 is Booty Petsko. The black 69 is Dan Burns, who was airborne briefly on the front straight. And the white number 1 is Bob Williams, 01.
Who won the pits? Which one, the white one or? Okay,
Red
it
one.
has to be the red one.
Again, drivers involved: Dale Charlier, the 17, Jimmy Plants, the 63, Booty Petsko, the 00, Dan at this time, and we're green and racing. Bob McCann sends the 94 way up the banking in the 8th spot. Dan Burns returns to the racetrack. On the back straightaway, the 69 car of Dan Burns returns to action after that Duke Boys style leap down the front straight over the Bob Williams machine. He's still in competition, and the leaders are approaching. Wayne Tessin in car number 10 and Larry Kugel in the 0. Let's turn our attention back to the 8th position. The blue number 94 of Bob McCann has just moved around Kurt Habedel in the 47 car. McCann, who was on a tear last night until the motor exploded under the hood of the 94, has got defending series champion Tommy Beck in his sights. McCann with a Harris chassis that seems to hook up very well at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Beck with a throw-in dirt chassis car. That machine was a feature winner at Challenger earlier this year. McCann is going all the way up almost to the cushion in car number 94, and we've got a car backwards. Andy Catellus in the 64. A little early. Tessin is on the hammer. We're racing once again. Robert Freshour is 3rd. Logan Dernoshik is 4th. Jeff Johnson in 5th, and Kugel drops to the bottom for an immediate lead challenge on the front straight. He won't get the job done this time in turn number 1. They're side by side out of 2 and down the back straightaway. Tessin will have the momentum to carry the front bumper ahead of Kugel into turn 3, while Dernoshik challenges for 3rd. Dernoshik pushes up the racetrack nearly into Robert Freshour's 83 car, and that allows Jeff Johnson to bring the 27 car alongside for the 4th position. Smoke now out of the 83 car. He may be dropping some fluid. Car number 83 of Freshour. Smoking in the third position. Meanwhile, Kugel has taken over the lead, probably temporarily, as these two drivers continue to slug it out. Lap after lap, Wayne Tessine in the 10 and Larry Kugel in the 0. Entertaining the fans under green flag conditions. Kugel has about 1 car length now down the back straightaway, the biggest lead anybody's had in the last several green flag laps. Tessine closes back to the rear bumper again. In turn number 4, he's going to move to the high side, but thinks better of it. They stay in line with Robert Freshour in the smoking 83 car, holding on to the 3rd spot. Dernoshik 4th, Johnson 5th, Tommy Beck in 6th, and Bob McCann up to the 7th spot. 20 laps now completed, and Larry Kugel may be inching away from Wayne Tessine. Logan Dernoshik all the way to the top of the banking near the guardrail for his challenge on Robert Freshour and the 3rd position. Dernoshik and Freshour now may be the best battle at the front of the field, that being for 3rd position. Tommy Beck now drops to the bottom in his efforts to reel in Jeff Johnson. Tommy Beck, who's had a season of bad luck after being crowned the first ever York Series champion at age 17. Jeff Taylor is moving back up through this field on the back straightaway. The blue 15 car, after a pit stop, has reeled in the battle of Jake Miller and Pete Loria. Jeff Taylor said that he hadn't quite found the handle of Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. That may have changed here tonight in his 3rd start on the Monster Half Mile. In turn 4, the 2nd caution flag for the 67 machine of Bob Bongiorni.
Waving goodbye.
Remaining. Pennsylvania and Tessine was unable to keep up. Tessine may have made a mistake on that restart. Robert Freshour continues to blow smoke out the back of the 83 car, while Logan Dernoshik uses the highest possible line to try and reel him in for the 3rd position. Dernoshik very close to the outside retaining wall each lap. Freshour holds him off despite some sort of a leak in that car. Visible smoke at the rear. Larry Kugel leading Wayne Tessine. Larry Kugel, who was the winner of the first Triathlon Series event of 1997 right here at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, has just led them to the stripe for lap 25. There are 10 laps remaining. Wayne Tessine last night grabbed the lead with 3 to go. And tonight with 10 circuits remaining, he's a few car lengths behind Kugel, while Dernoshik has now reeled in bumper to bumper with Robert Freshour and sends the 20 car to the bottom. He can't make the pass on the front straight. Freshour trying to close the door on the youngster from Cecil, Pennsylvania. Dernoshik very comfortable up near the outside retaining wall. He may need the low groove to snatch the 3rd spot away from Robert Freshour. Meanwhile, Bob McCann in the 94 is beginning to reel in Tommy Beck for the 6th position. Jeff Johnson has 5th all to himself. Larry Kugel and Wayne Tessine appeared to be very even through the early and middle stages of this event. But as we approach the finish, Kugel may have too much for the Austintown, Ohio driver who took home last night's checkered flag. $1,000 up for grabs tonight to the winner. Tonight's York 35 among the highest total purses on the York Triathlon schedule. And Larry Kugel wants the lion's share of it as he will complete lap 30 in the lead. 5 to go this time. Last night, Tessine used the very bottom of the racetrack and whatever moisture was left downstairs to motor past Kugel in the late stages of the event. Lap traffic should not play a factor in this one as Donnie Martin in the 55 is the only car near the leaders. Dernoshik and Freshour continue their battle for third. Jeff Johnson rides in fifth. And Bob McCann has overtaken Tommy Beck for the sixth spot. Kugel now negotiates the only lapped car he should face in the remainder of the event with 32 completed at the stripe this time. Wayne Tessine also around the Martin car as both leaders head into turn number 2. Robert Freshour, despite the smoke, now has a few car lengths of breathing room ahead of Dernoshik in the 20. Clear sailing for the leaders till the end of the event. Larry Kugel and Wayne Tessine. Next time around, the white flag will wave. We've got a problem. The caution. There you see the other red and yellow 0 car of Ron has been hooked up so far tonight. That car was even with Tessine through the early and middle stages, but has been superior at the end. Kugel jumps on the go pedal. We're racing again with 3 laps to go. Wayne Tessine in the 10, Robert Freshour in the 83, Dernoshik in the 20, and the man on the move was Bob McCann before that caution in car 94. McCann may be able to get around Jeff Johnson before this one is over and crack the top 5 from starting deep in the field. Andy Catellus is having a problem on the front straight. Catellus keeps it moving. We're still green flag racing as Kugel will come down this time for the 2 lap to go signal. Tessine now throwing the car sideways much more than he had been earlier in the event, still using the middle groove. Dernoshik and Freshour making contact on the back straight, and McCann has cleared Jeff Johnson. Bob McCann is around the 27 car, and Bob McCann will crack the top 5 from a starting spot deep in the field while the white flag waves for Larry Kugel. Kugel in the Penfield Contracting Cook and Kells Racing Engines RLA chassis number 0 will feel one more challenge from Wayne Tessine in turns 3 and 4, while Dernoshik has got the 20 car ahead for the 3rd position. Down to the finish, Larry Kugel becomes the 3rd repeat winner in the York Triathlon Series history. Wayne Tessine is 2nd. Smoking Robert Freshour holds off Logan Dernoshik, and Bob McCann comes home in the 5th spot. Larry Kugel in car 0, the 3rd driver to repeat in the York Triathlon Series. His 2nd win of 1997 on the tour, and his 2nd here at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway in York Series competition.
Look at this, man, a kid ain't more than me.
34th lap.
What are that?